High school baseball championship game for the Red and Blue Classic. A couple of top 5 teams in this state. Ozark taking on Blue Springs South. That's Ozark senior Matt Jordan escaping the first with the strikeout. Did give up a run. Not too happy about it. Second inning, not a whole lot better. The defending state champs touched the Tigers for 5 more runs, including this 2 RBI double off the center field wall. Third inning, Ozark tip away. Corey Wiley, hard hit single through the right side. 1 out now. Back to the top of the order. Brett Neal crushes it. 355 feet later, that's a 2-run shot. Blue Springs led 7-2 in the third. Unfortunately, no final reported. Sorry.
County clash, Ozark hosting Nixa. Tigers lead 5-0 in the 5th. Nixa cuts into that lead. Emilio Villanueva singles to right, bringing home Joe Drum. Only 1 out, but the next batter, Ryan Armstrong. There he goes. Stabs at the comebacker. That begins a 6-4-3 double play. Gets Ozark out of a jam bottom half. Ozark benefiting from a couple of Eagle miscues. They would play 2 more runs. Nixa rallied late, but Ozark holds on for the 8-4 win. The high schoolers play
11 title game. Ozark get a complete game effort from their ace Ethan Mather. The Tigers will advance to play at Kickapoo on Tuesday.
Now KSPR Sports.
Tonight well, they're hunting and fishing buddies. They've even coached together. But tonight, Jason Hauser and Mike Essick were in opposite dugouts, each hoping to guide their team to a sectional victory and a spot in the Class 4 quarterfinals. The strategy began before the first pitch was ever thrown. Coach Essick electing to save his ace, Ethan Mather, with a payoff. First inning, Curtis Lowcamp hits it between the wickets. Ryan Hustling tests the throw. Check out the hustle. Kickapoo takes a 1-0 lead after 1. Chiefs ace Willie Hoy pitching well, but grooves one right here. Levi Presley sends it up and out. Chiefs take a 3-2 lead. Then in the 5th, Ozark takes a 3-2 lead. Then in the 5th, Hoy helping his own cause big time. The C of O bound senior, that's a solo shot. We are tied at 3. 6th inning. You could cut the irony with a knife. Now it's Ozark pitcher Ryan Armstrong giving the lead back to the Tigers. Single scores Mather. Ozark racked up 4 more runs in the frame. Jaden Swain and Matt Jordan close out. Ozark wins it 8-3 to advance to the state quarterfinals, setting up a Thursday showdown in Ozark. The Tigers faced last year's Class 4 runner-up Holt. Ethan Mather likely to go for the Tigers against Tim Melville. Now Melville is listed as the #4 pro pitching prospect in the country. Might want to head to Ozark on Thursday, or you could maybe.
Sports coverage you can count on with Color 10's Dan Lucy.
The road to a Class 4 Missouri State High School Baseball Championship ran through Ozark tonight. The Ozark Tigers hosting Holt in the Class 4 state quarterfinals, and it was a packed house down in Ozark and then some. This evening, Ethan Mather was pitching for the Tigers, and he is dealing. Breaking ball outside corner for strike 3. Breaking ball outside corner for strike 3. And then he gives Lance Lawson a little high cheese to strike out the side. Complete game, 9 Ks for Mather. Ozark would start to break it open when Derek Harwell crushes this one to the corner in right. That's a double that scores Matt Jordan and Brett Neal, and it was a 3-0 Tiger lead. Neal would tack on another run of his own later. This one goes deep and gone to right. A solo shot. That made it 5-0 Ozark. More Ozark power when Corey Wiley would go to left over Ozark's green monster out there. 2-run home run. Ozark goes on to win 7-2. Tigers will play either Blue Springs South or Oak Park in the state semis next week at Meadow Park. Afterwards, senior Derek Harwell says his Tigers were on a mission.
They kind of came in last night like they owned our field a little bit, and we kind of took it personal, and we all knew Ethan had it, you know. There's never any question about him. He's got so much heart. Goes out there every night, gets the job done.
Indeed, they got the job.
Now KSPR Sports.
1 more win. That's all the Ozark Tiger baseball team needed to reach the state semifinals. And lucky for those Tigers, those semifinals are right here in their backyard. They're here in Springfield. First, though, they'd have to get past last year's Class 4 runner-up Holt. Ethan Mather on the mound for Ozark tonight, and he would put his team on the board first. Bottom one man on second. Mather singles to center. Derek Harwell scores. It's 1-0 Ozark. Same score. Bottom three runners on second and third. When Harwell goes the opposite way, 2-run score, and the Tigers take themselves a 3-0 lead. The Ozark fans loving it. As you can tell, the place was packed. Still in the third, John Neal singles to left. Harwell scores. It's 4-0 Tigers. Now 4-1 in the bottom of the fifth. Brett Neal clubs one over the wall in right. The solo shot makes it 5-1 Ozark. Bottom six, 2 strikes, 2 out. The hats are shaking. Corey Wiley, it works. He sends the ball over the green wall and left. 7-2 Ozark. Then it's Mather, top 7. He gets Tim Melville swinging to end the game. Tigers win it 7-2. They move on to next week's state tournament over at Meadow Park. Now, this was the only Class 4 game that could be played today because of weather, so the Tigers don't know who they'll play. They just know they'll play Friday the 30th at 7 o'clock. I love the fact the coach got to Gatorade the players.
Sports with KY3's Ned Reynolds starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Round the Missouri State High School baseball quarterfinals. Now, several of the games around the state were postponed, but not down in Ozark. It was a beautiful day for the Ozark-Holt game, and the big crowd loved it when John Neal drilled that one out in center field, a base hit, and boy, the big crowd is loving this. Here comes the blast of the day. Watch this one. Swing and drives one deep. That's going over that Christian County green monster out in left field. A big home run. The crowd down in Ozark absolutely loving every second of that. And that set the stage for Ethan Mather out on the hill as Ozark goes on, as you watch the KY3 online scoreboard, to defeat Holt by a score of 7-2. Mather striking out 9. The Tigers will play at 7 o'clock next Friday night at Meadow Park, either Blue Springs South or Oak Park. That game was not played today. They'll play it tomorrow. And in the Class 3 quarterfinal game, Webb City belted Rogersville 14-3. All those winners going on to the state championship next week at Meadow Park. We're out to the links tonight with Charlie.
Sports coverage you can count on with Color 10's Dan Lucy.
The Ozark Tigers will continue their quest for a Class 4 Missouri State Baseball Championship in a little more than a half hour over at Meadow Park. Ozark won it all in 2004 and would like to repeat that this weekend. The Tigers will face Oak Park in tonight's semifinal round, and Ozark will send ace pitcher Ethan Mather to the hill. Mather is 7-0 with an ERA less than 1. The right-hander is only a junior and would love to lead the Tigers to a state championship.
Oh, it means everything. That's our goal in the middle of the first part of the season. Let's go.
He has, and that's a credit to him and all of our kids, just the hard work and the hours and the time they put in, and he's worked year-round to better himself, just getting stronger in the weight room and in the fall, and, it paid off.
Webb City.
Sports coverage you can count on with Color 10's Dan Lucy.
The Ozark Tigers opened up play tonight in the Missouri State Baseball Championships. This is Ozark's 3rd trip to the Final Four in the last 7 seasons. The Tigers won it all in 2004, and tonight Ozark squared off with Oak Park in the Class 4 semifinals. Oak Park would build a big lead early. Top of the first, Sam Campbell slices this double into the left field corner, scoring both Bubba Dotson and Travis Hamilton. It was 2-0 Northman. Ozark pitcher Ethan Mather would strike out Wes Rumball looking in the 2nd inning, but the Northman would get another run in that frame. Cameron Bentley would single to center. Jeff Quigley slides across to make it a 3-0 Oak Park lead. Ozark's Mather would settle down. He would strike out Joe Quattrocchi to looking right here to end the 3rd inning. Tigers had a big 6, scoring 6 runs, and Ozark wins 7-3. The other Class 4 semi had Francis Howell beating St. Louis University High. So the Tigers will play Francis Howell.
Now KSPR Sports.
The Ozark Tigers have never won a Class 4 state title. Notice I said Class 4. The Tigers captured the Class 3 crown back in 2004. Now, having made the move up a class, they're looking for a shot at that title. But they'd have to get past Oak Park first in tonight's semifinal game. 10th appearance for the Tigers and a huge crown on hand at Meadow. Coach Essick electing to start his ace, Ethan Mather, tonight. Trouble in the first, though. Northman Sam Campbell slaps one down the line. 2 runs would score. Oak Park led 3-0 after 2. Mather, though, would settle in, getting better as the game went on. The junior righty struck out 13 batters tonight. Good decision, Coach Essick. Top 5, the Ozark bats come alive. Drew Kane shoots one into the gap in right center. That would get the Tigers on the board. Run number 2 would score on a pass ball before Levi Presley chops one down the right side. Matt Jordan scores, tie the game. He's pumped. Ozark played at 6 in that frame, more than enough support for Mather. Tigers win it 7-3. Mather improves to 7-0. So Coach Essex, Tigers back in the state championship game tomorrow afternoon. They'll face Francis Howell. First pitch set for 4 o'clock.
Sports with KY3's Ned Reynolds starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Missouri High School Baseball State Championship semifinals here in town tonight. The Ozark Tigers and Oak Park out at Mentor Park. Joe Hickman has the game report.
For the first 3 innings, the Ozark Tigers' chances of advancing to the state championship did not look good. The starting pitcher Ethan Mather had given up 3 runs to Oak Park out of the Kansas City area, and the Tigers trail 3-0. But the unbeaten Mather then settled down, striking out the side in the 4th and 6th frames to finish with 13 punchouts. And his Ozark teammates, who managed only 1 hit in the first 3 innings, also got going with a 6-run 5th. That bouncer over the head of the first baseman by Levi Presley brought home the tying run, and Ozark would go ahead to stay on this pitch that goes all the way to the backstop, plating the run that made it 4-3. From there, the Tigers took control for a 7-3 victory that puts them into tomorrow's 4 o'clock championship game against Francis Howell. Joe Hickman, KY3 News.
Now on the Ozarks.
Sports Zone on KSFX News at 9.
Hi, everybody. The road to a state championship ends tonight at Mentor Park. Rain washed out the third-place games in Class 3 and 4, but nothing could stop the Ozark Tigers. Skies clear over there at Mentor Park. Nice night for baseball after all. Matt Jordan was the story. There you see him with a strikeout on the breaking ball in the dirt. He was filthy. Another strikeout here with a curveball. Matt Jordan doing it all for Ozark. How about Jordan at the bat? Runner on first, and he flares one to the outfield. That gets runners at first and second. Ozark down 2-1 at this point, by the way, and then Ozark strands them. Brett Neal flies out to end the inning. So Ozark trailing 2-1, but good news, Ozark got a pair of runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and they take the lead. Our crew just returned from Mentor Park. You can see more highlights on our news partner, Color 10 News, coming up at 10 o'clock. Webb City, how about...
Now, KSPR Sports.
The goal, a state championship and nothing less. The Ozark Tigers needed a come-from-behind win last night to reach tonight's Class 4 title game against Francis Howell, and it would be no different tonight. The Vikings took a 2-0 lead in the first, but Ozark answered right back in the bottom half. Last night's hero, Ethan Mather, singles up the chute. 2-1, Francis Howell. Coach Essex electing to start Matt Jordan tonight. The senior, the three-sport star, and could he be the hero tonight? Well, he's looking good here. Now, later on, the Vikings threatening, but John Neal, he's got a cannon behind the plate and gunned out at third, rally over. Bottom 6, Tigers needing a rally, and how many times do you see it? It's Neal coming up with the single. Look at the catch. Blue says he trapped it. So Neal is on first, and good call. 2 batters later, it's another senior. Corey Wiley pokes it, right fielder, misses it. Ozark has rallied back now to take a 2-all tie. Crowd loving it. 2 out now. The hero of the day. Biggest at-bat of his life. Jordan drops in the single. Wiley coming around to score. Jordan went 3 for 3, pitched a complete game for the win. Ozark has its 2nd state title, first since 2004, and what a night in Christian County. Wow. The other state action.
Any better.
That was Ozark senior Matt Jordan describing what it was like to win the Class 4 state championship last night, the Tigers' 2nd state crown in the past 5 years. And Jordan played a major role. Facing Francis Howell out of St. Charles, Jordan pitched a complete game, allowing only 2 runs on 6 hits. And after Ozark came back from a 2-1 deficit to tie it at 2-all in the 6th, it was Jordan who came up with a game-winning hit on this bloop single into shallow left, gave the Tigers the 3-2 come-from-behind victory.
Just got to find a way to, get done what needs to get done. So, he threw me 2 tough pitches, but then I just kind of stayed with that last one, and it just, found a way to fall, just, out in the outfield and get a run in, and that's all you can ask for.
In the 2 Final Four games, the semifinal and the championship, Jordan was 5 for 5 from the plate, becoming just the third player in Missouri State High School history to bat 1,000 during a championship series. And in both games, Ozark had to rally from behind to win.
It just puts a icing on the cake for the whole season. You know, we really beefed up our schedule this year. I mean, we played a lot of ranked teams, even played Owasso, Oklahoma, who was ranked second nationally by collegiate baseball. We went out and tried to play the best people we could. And, you know, as you can see, yeah, it might have put a few losses through the regular season, but it got us a state championship in the end.
And in the end, the state championship also got Coach Essick all wet.